Because you are very, very busy. We have everything you missed this weekend. We recap the entire Big Ten football weekend, every team, every game. We do it in 10 minutes. That's what we do. Locked On Big Ten starts right now.
You are Locked On Big Ten, your daily podcast on the Big Ten Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Big Ten. I'm Craig Sheeman, 40 years as a sports talk show host. I want to thank you for making us your first listen each and every day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Hey, while you're here, hit that free subscribe button so you never miss a single episode. And if you could share, follow, like, and hype our YouTube videos, that would be great. So we do the whole weekend in just 10 minutes. Rapid fire here. Every team, every game, plus the latest on Dylan Raiola's injury this weekend, plus a quick peek at next weekend as well. But let's get to it. Ohio State, number one team in the country against Penn State, 38-14 winners. Ohio State, they will remain number one. The college football playoff polls come out tomorrow, as a matter of fact. You know, Ryan Day wanted to jump out ahead because he thinks he sees on the tape that Penn State will quit if they get behind. And look, it was a close game at the half, 17-14. Penn State, this is all they had to play for. They want to put some good tape together. But they fell behind. Ohio State was in cruise control this game. Julian Sayin has been phenomenal. Heisman front runner now, even ahead of Fernando Mendoza at Indiana. Threw for 316 yards and 4 touchdowns. In fact, think about this. He only had 3 incompletions but 4 touchdown passes in this game. Couple of touchdown catches by Jeremiah Smith, including a highlighter, one-hander off a deflection in the end zone. Cardinal Tate, a big day as well, 5 catches and 124 yards of a touchdown, big 57-yard strike to get things going in the second half. Meanwhile, Penn State has dropped 5 straight games. They've become the first team in college football history to be ranked as high as number 2 in the preseason and lose 5 straight during the season. And it gets worse because they host number 2 Indiana next. Ohio State is at Purdue. The Buckeyes are now 8-0. Penn State falls to 3-5 and 0-2 under interim head coach Terry Smith. Indiana. Slow start for the number 2 Hoosiers at Maryland. In fact, Fernando Mendoza threw an interception on the first drive. They were lucky that it only turned into 3 points. But then Indiana became Indiana, and they just ran all over Maryland, and they win 55-10. The Hoosiers are now 9-0. Maryland, which was once 4-0, is now 4-4. After Mendoza settled down, he was able to use his running weapons in the game. Kalon Black and Roman Hemby, the former Maryland Terp, played there for 4 years, transferred to Indiana this year. They combined for 198 yards and 2 touchdowns in this game. Indiana outrushed Maryland 367 yards to 37. Unreal. Keep an eye now, Indiana fans. Elijah Surratt left the game with a hammy in the first quarter, and actually he had a nationally leading streak of 46 consecutive games with a catch. That streak is over. Now, will they get him back in time for Penn State, who they have this weekend? Another note for the Hoosiers real quick. We all know about their impressive road win at Oregon. Since then, they have played Michigan State, UCLA, and Maryland, and they've beat them all by a combined margin of plus 120 points. They put big points up. They also had 5 turnovers. They forced Maryland into 5 turnovers. Maryland, the leading turnover ratio team in the country, but they got them to cough it up 5 times in that game. Freshman quarterback Malik Washington responsible for 3 of those. Big day for quarterback Luke Altmaier as Illinois beat Rutgers 35-13. The Fighting Illini 6-3. Rutgers falls to 4-5. This snaps a 2-game skid for Illinois. This makes them back-to-back bowl eligible for the first time since 2010-2011. Luke Altmaier, 5 total touchdowns, 4 through the air, 1 through the ground on the day. Ethan Kaliak-Manis for Rutgers, 253 and a touchdown. KJ Duff, who had that 241-yard performance against Purdue. Pretty good day, 9 catches and 93 yards. But the Illinois defense, which had given up 76 points combined to Ohio State and Washington their last 2 games, they held Rutgers to an average of 2.2 yards per carry and 4 straight sellouts at home for Illinois. It's the first time since 2008. Good job there. Both teams play Maryland next. So Rutgers plays Maryland this weekend. Illinois is on a bye. They take on Maryland the following week. Crazy game in overtime at Minnesota between the Gophers and the Michigan State Spartans, who can't buy a break. Minnesota, Drake Lindsey rushed for a 3-yard touchdown in overtime, got to the pylon. It was reviewed. Hey, game over. We win. Oh, but let's review it first. And anyway, he also had a tying touchdown with 29 seconds to go in regulation in this game. And amazingly, even though the Spartans were shut out in the first half of this game, they had a season-high 467 yards of offense. They did make a change at quarterback to start. Aiden Childs, 20 straight starts, came over from Oregon State with Jonathan Smith. They benched him. They moved on to Alesso Milivojevic, their other backup quarterback. He got his first start, threw for 305 yards and a touchdown in that game. And Fami Ejiofor for Minnesota rushed 17 times for 108 yards and a touchdown in this game. Quick note about the Gophers defense. They had a school record, 9 sacks against Dylan Raiola and Nebraska a couple weeks ago. They had 7 sacks in this game. And they also had 12 tackles for a loss for a negative 72 yards. The up front, defensively, Gophers defense is pretty good. We had a couple of games under the lights on Saturday night. Michigan, 25th ranked team in the country, didn't look like it. No, they did not. And against Purdue, Michigan did win 21-16. Purdue, maybe the bottom team of the Big Ten. This was kind of a weird game. However, I will point out that Michigan is now 7-2, and that matched their win total from last year. Regular season, they were 7-5. So Justice Haynes was out with the injury. You can't use it as an excuse because Jordan Marshall stepped in for a career high 185 yards and 3 touchdowns. So they didn't miss them. That part of their game was not missing. Although you have to wonder, his 3 touchdowns, I mean, that's all they scored, 21-16. Both Michigan and Purdue left a lot of potential points on the field in this game. Also, Marshall has rushed for at least 110 yards in the Wolverines' last 3 wins versus Washington, Michigan State, and Purdue. Bryce Underwood was not really that good. 13-22, no touchdowns. He threw an interception. He fumbled a ball through the side of the end zone for a touchback from the 4. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Michigan left points on the field. They were getting ready to score. He fumbles the ball away. It's a touchback. It goes to Purdue. Purdue led time of possession at Michigan. That doesn't happen, right? By 5 minutes. So Purdue now gets number 1 Ohio State at West Lafayette, and Michigan gets a much-needed bye to rest up and get healed for the take on Northwestern. That game is at Wrigley Field. And number 23, USC, was at Nebraska. Nebraska's blackout crowd, national television, all that. USC wins 21-17. They improved to 6-2. Nebraska falls to 6-3 on the week that Matt Rule got his 2-year contract extension to keep him from going to Penn State. You had the blackout. You got another 1-score loss for the Huskers. You got another loss to a ranked team. By the way, that has happened 29 straight times. Last 29 ranked opponents, Nebraska hasn't won. That's unfathomable to me. But the big news there, Dylan Raiola broke his fibula in that game. He'll be out for the year. So sad story there. It'll be TJ Lateef, their freshman quarterback, who did come in, completed 5 of 7 passes for just 7 yards. Thankfully, they have Emmett Johnson, who can run like crazy. 29 carries, 165 yards, and a touchdown in that game. Speaking of running backs, King Miller, remember the walk-on freshman who stepped in because all the running backs kept getting hurt at USC. We saw him back at the Michigan game, every game since then. He had a huge game, 129 yards at the go-ahead touchdown for USC. And Jaden Maeva, probably his worst game ever. 9 completions, 23 attempts, 135 yards, did not throw a touchdown, did throw an interception. So it was good they had that ground game going. USC will have a short week. They played as late as possible, almost as possible on Saturday night, and now they play Friday night this week, hosting Northwestern. Nebraska visiting UCLA again with quarterback problems all of a sudden. Washington, Oregon, UCLA, Iowa, Wisconsin, and Northwestern all had a bye. And tomorrow, the College Football Playoff Committee puts out its first poll, and they will do that every week right up until we decide who's in the playoffs. So we'll see. Probably Ohio State number 1, Indiana number 2. Where will Oregon be? And how far back is the 4th Big Ten? Are we getting 4 Big Ten teams in the playoffs? Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know that Michigan's going to move up much. Maybe USC. Why is Iowa not ranked in the AP poll? Will they be ranked in this college football poll? These are the questions we will look forward to. But there you have it. A complete recap of the weekend in just 10 minutes, as we promised. If you are new, hit that subscribe button. That way, you know we're here every single day. It's free. Subscribe for free. And if you could share, follow, and like, that would be great as well. We have a website, talkbig10.com with the number 10. All of our podcasts go there. If you want to go back for a second listen, see what we did the day before, that'd be great. Plus, there are links there if you want to buy school merchandise with your favorite school logo on it. Pennants, shirts, hats, hoodies, all that stuff. Just in time for the holidays. You can check it out right by all of our podcasts. It's right there. So check that out at talkbig10.com. All right, I'm going to tell you what our weekend plans are. If you're with us every day, you know the drill. We're here every day with multiple podcasts, but then on the weekends, we go live after the bigged games of the weekend. I think we're in for another doubleheader this upcoming Saturday. I'll tell you what that's all about in 1 minute right here on Locked On Big Ten. It's exciting talking about games. It's fun talking about games. It's even more exciting to go to the games, and that's why you need the GameTime app to get your tickets. Frankly, GameTime has tickets for everything. Games, concerts, comedy shows, all that. But if you want the excitement of actually being there, the tailgating, the energy in the stands, the rivalries, get your tickets through GameTime, because it's always, hey, let's go. All right, where do we get tickets? Get the GameTime app. It's right there. No lines, no hidden fees. Best deals. Plus, you can see the view of the seat of the ticket you're about to buy. That's why we use GameTime. The GameTime app gives the advantage back to the fans. It's the easiest way to score last-minute tickets at the best prices. Did you know you can get to a college football game for as little as $25? Yeah, amazing deals like that. Take the guesswork out of buying college football tickets with GameTime. Download the GameTime app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download GameTime today. Plus, with all the excitement of the games, there's even more excitement if you have a little action on it with FanDuel. That's right. The NBA is back, and there's no better place to get in the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you miss the start of a game, you want to jump in with some live action. You want to parlay some late live action with the same game you already had something on before it started to increase your winnings. You can do that. You can combine all that stuff, and it keeps it all very exciting, very easy to use on the app. Right now, there's a fantastic deal for you. FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head over to FanDuel.com, sign up, and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Thanks for checking us out here on Locked On Big Ten. All right, a quick look at the weekend. As of the taping of this podcast, we still don't have all the networks down. We have most of the times. So don't forget, Northwestern is going to be at USC Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Saturday, Indiana at Penn State. That's the big noon game on Fox. Even though the big noon kickoff pregame show is going to be at Iowa ahead of the 3:30 Eastern Oregon-Iowa game. So I mentioned those two games, the Indiana-Penn State and Oregon-Iowa, because I think we're going to do a doubleheader. I think we're going to go live twice on Saturday for my immediate live post-game reaction, and I get yours too with your comments. We'll go live after the Indiana-Penn State game, probably around 3:30. See if Indiana gets to 10-0. I mean, Penn State's had its problems, but this game is at Penn State. And then, of course, Oregon at Iowa. I think Iowa deserves to be ranked. And playing at Iowa is tough. And Oregon's going to come in there. They're going to have their hands full, even though Oregon's an outstanding team. So when that game's over, around 7 o'clock, we'll go live. Again, we'll recap the entire day of the Big Ten, plus talk about this game as well. Preview any night games coming up as well. So that's the plan for this weekend. In the meantime, you can interact with us at Twitter at TalkBig10. Don't forget, Tuesday tweets tomorrow. We'll have our website, talkbig1010.com, where all of our podcasts go. Plus, you can see links for your, if you want to buy your favorite Big Ten merchandise. I ask all of you to hit that subscribe button and follow this podcast right now so you never miss a single episode. And don't forget, college football fans, that Locked On and Fire TV present the college football kickoff every Thursday. We've got two-time AP Coach of the Year Gary Patterson, Drake Toll from Locked On Big 12 anchors it, plus Jesse Holley, former player, and all of our Locked On experts. Pull it all together and get you ready for the upcoming weekend. That is the college football kickoff every Thursday throughout the season, only on Fire TV. That will do it for us. Our rapid recap. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you all caught up with everything that you need to know. For Locked On Big Ten, I'm Craig Sheeman. We'll see you tomorrow.